Welcome back. In the last couple of sessions, we looked at your content options. And the action learning was about using them to bring your messages to life, to make them relatable, memorable, and impactful. So, we've now spent time on all levels of the KU method, except for this last one. We've finally come to the bit where we talk about how you say it. If you've been a bit frustrated that it's taken so long to get to the delivery session, well, look, first, you could have jumped ahead at any point. Like you can always jump back to review a previous session, which I reckon is a pretty good idea. Sometimes it takes repetition for the ideas to land. Second, yeah, I understand. I really do. I can't tell you how many times the training manager has asked us to provide a short, sharp session on the tips and tricks of presenting. I get it. Everyone's time poor and you want to, cut to the performance hacks. But if we could be realistic for a moment, if you want to develop competence in communication or any other interpersonal discipline, when you're dealing with people, unless you're a natural, you need time to learn. You need time to learn what you need to be able to do to support your performance. When we discuss what people value most in communication, what our clients tell us is that they value authenticity, right? They want to be effective, but they don't want to be superficial. They don't want to be fake. So if you want to deliver effective communication in challenging situations, communication that is honest, that is genuine, that is aligned with your values, then you have to do the work. I went to acting school for 3 years, full time, to learn how to make it look like I was not acting. I trained to learn how to improvise. Does that make sense? I trained for hours, days, months, years, challenged myself, took risks, suffered public humiliation to learn how to make things up in the moment. Our approach, our method, is that you build a platform for your delivery by being clear on who you are, what you value and what you want to achieve, who your audience is, what they value and what they currently believe, what you need to do in order to move them, and then what content will bring those messages to life for your audience. In so many cases, once all of these things are clear, all that's required is that you engage the audience and you deliver your messages. Take your cues from your preparation and the feedback that you're getting from the audience in the moment. I don't buy the story that to rehearse your presentation will make it stale. I think that that's just a post-rationalisation from people who are probably too uncomfortable with the uncertainty of performance. It's easier to stand in front of the room and to read your PowerPoint slides. The effect on your audience, it might work, but really, that's not the best that you can do. And what happens if the projector doesn't work, or if there is no projector, or if it's an elevator pitch, or a sales pitch in a retail store? What happens if it's a conversation? Your delivery should rise from your intention to engage and move your audience, to allow yourself to be engaged and moved also. Great communication is two-way communication. There are disciplines that you can practice that will help your delivery, but they should be at the service of the content that delivers the message, that moves your audience's mindset to where you want it to be. The first discipline comes from Shakespeare via Hamlet advising a group of actors. Suit the action to the word and the word to the action. He's saying don't wave your arms around, don't wander, don't bellow when it's not required. Shakespeare was telling us that he preferred a simpler, cleaner and clearer delivery. As a theatrical entrepreneur, he had skin in the game. He knew what audiences liked better. They liked better acting. And this is not an acting class. But anyone communicating in business or any context will be more effective if they are simple and clear and their actions serve their intent. If my intention is to thank you, that's what I do. Thank you. If my intention is to belittle you, whoa, that's a big word. Now, do you even know what it means? If my intention is to enlighten you, it took all of human history up to 1903 before the Wright brothers discovered what it took for human flight. It was only 66 years later that we landed on the moon. Keeping it simple doesn't mean keeping it flat. When you are connected to the action that you're playing, especially with antithesis, to be or not to be, your voice and gesture follows. You can do what you've always done, or you can try doing something different. In the next class on the cards structure, you'll discover how to build an effective argument that almost delivers itself. You're probably already close with your Q method action learning, but be sure to take the next class. You will find that having a solid, reasoned argument is easy to remember and easy to deliver. If you suffer from concerns that you might forget what you have to say, the card structure will be a gift. Keeping it simple, clear and direct is easier when you master the next discipline of delivery, and that is a combination of stillness and silence. If your face and body are the canvas, you want it to be clear so that when you add the colour and movement of action, it stands out. If your habit is to pace or to fidget to manage your nerves, it masks the clarity that your body would otherwise have. So practice stillness and then let your body speak its mind. That's authenticity. If your voice is the soundtrack, you want to be able to return to silence, so that when you add the sound of action, the vocal expression of your message, it's delivered with fidelity. If your habit is to speak continuously and to use ums and ahs in your nose to fill up the gaps, then your voice, there's a danger that you'll become white noise for your audience. Allow silences. Not only does it let the sounds that you make have nuance and purpose, it allows the audience to process your argument, to keep up, to take ownership of their new mindset and beliefs. Now, the internal experience of being silent when all eyes are on you is distorted. Half a second feels like an eternity. Your heart races. You feel your face flush. In this moment, find your physical balance. Be present. Breathe. Decide on your next action, the message that you want to deliver, your next story, and then engage your audience. We have another class on composure, the composure competency, that will provide you with insight, skills and practices that will help you manage nerves if that's what you need. Play your actions with simplicity and directness, allow stillness and silence, and then play your next action. Breathe and speak. You can develop these disciplines through practice. You can practice alone, you can practice with other people. As you develop the mental strength that comes with practicing the right things in rehearsal, you will find you can practice these skills in the moment, during the presentation, during the conversation, during the taping of the video, or during the cross-examination. And that's it for now. Your action learning is to take that presentation that you've been working on throughout the class. You can review your thought process at every level, polish your content, and then deliver it to someone. Be mindful of simplicity. Suit your action to your words to your actions. Find moments of stillness and silence. Engage the people in the room and move them. And then take note of your experiences. How did it feel? What worked? What could have worked better? What feedback did you get? What do you think of the feedback? Was it valid? What could you do to address it? As I said, there are other classes in the communication course. The card structure will help you improve that presentation even more by sharpening the fidelity and the reason in your argument. The session on status will dramatically change the way that you think about communication and relationships, and it might even change the way that you think about yourself. There are many more layers to help you be the most effective communicator that you can be, but we don't want you to feel like this. So for now, Work with what you've got and be honest about what seems to be working. Take all your action learning experiences into the next class. You'll find the layers of insight and experience will build a powerful and a fulfilling competency. You will be a better communicator, a more effective and influential person. See you in the next class. Bye for now.